you see, people need to remember that we're going by criteria. What I told them to do that, what I'm telling them to do that they need to change the criteria to 8 years.
Why? Why?
Why? She did chop Johnny last week.
Why?
Why? 8 years?
Let me ask you a question.
8 years is about to be legend, so the same shit. So what's the difference?
So,
I mean, it should have never changed from the 10 years. It should have never changed from the 10 years.
It was never 10 years. No, it wasn't.
It was so.
No, it wasn't.
It was so.
It was not. It was not.
You can be legendary for a category for 6 years. Legendary.
Come here. Step over here.
You want a statement.
Ashley Shania was legend in 3 years. Ashley Shania Renee was legend in 3 years.
Wait. You can't compare Shania.
Ashley and Renee were legend in 3 years.
You had to walk 10. You had to.
Shania touched the ballroom scene. It was a non-stop. She never lost. Shania's the first person.
No.
What the fuck is going on?
Focus. Focus. What's his name?
All right.
Thank you. And I just
Look, they still stuck.
You stuck.
Okay, but Tony, if you got 8 people,
they make me lawn chairs right now.
How was that fair though?
That was 92.
But let me also say that at the same time,
How you feeling?
I'm ready to go in the house. It's cold. And it's snowing.
Yeah, I said.
And it's snowing?
So why is it that a house has to wait? How is it that a house has to wait 10 years before they are really legendary and that person can walk and be legendary?
You want to know what's going
First
on?
of all, because with the house.
Let me ask you this time.
What time is it? I want to know what's going on with you at this time. Why are you not home?
Categories in the ballroom scene and has dominated that category. So that's why he deserves to be legendary.
That's what I get, but what happened to up and coming and what happened to statement?
Because you know what? Because Marquise has been a statement.
So wait.
What does up and coming mean?
So is Little Kevin an icon for both of them?
Okay, listen. Hold on. First of all, let me say this. Because you don't. Listen.
I'm just saying if you want to go by other.
Okay, listen. Hold on. Stop. Okay, hold on. First of all, a person cannot be iconic for a category. Honestly. Okay, when it comes down to listen,
that's a lot of girls than an icon.
Exactly, you're right, and they should be.
A lot.
No, hold on, and he's right. Listen.
A lot.
You made a lot of films.
Listen.
A lot that's not iconic then.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right.
When the camera go up, I'll tell you.
No, let me say.
We're giving 3 more.
Listen, okay. When it comes to being an icon, when it comes to being a legend, it's what you did within your category, what you did for yourself, for your career. When you become an icon, it's how you shape the scene, the individuals that you develop, the functions and stuff that you host, how you change time.
I love it. You're totally right.
Oh wait, here comes the icon right here.
Hold on.
Man, let him come through.
I thought you didn't. Nobody didn't need to deem you legendary. You knew you was legendary by the win that
you can't
over the
apply.
years.
You can't apply the standard
before you went to another.
No,
Letitia is one. Letitia's right here. When she first started walking, what did you buy?
Did they not say you a legend once you beat a legend? Okay, so at one point they were saying
there has
never been
when you did the fish tank, the whole 9 yards. You have to conquer one category first.
That means there's some people that they say icon and not icon.
And they're not, and it's the
okay,
truth.
listen to me. Okay.
Right?
Okay. To be an icon.
We're not talking about you.
To be an icon.
Is that true though? Is that few?
Here we go. To be an icon, this is how you measure if a person is an icon. Hold up, listen. If you erase that person, everything they've done from ballroom history doesn't change. If it doesn't, then they're not an icon. Plain and
Turn the
simple.
volume all the way down.
Okay, I'm not giving no like you said, the camera's on. But for real, think about it. Okay, let me give you a perfect example. If you take Tony out of Ballroom, okay, there goes the House of Revlon. Every function he's had. There goes the development of Baltimore. Now, if somebody else would have came along and done that, who knows? But we're taking away what he
Baltimore. I
know.
We're going to argue about that later.
But you know what bothers me?
Only state I have that I moved to that I not destroyed is Philadelphia.
You know what bothers me though? I'm taking what honestly bothers me. That somebody that is legendary that can walk a category that has been walking category for 10 years, and then a new girl step on the scene and been walking category for 3, and she can walk out there with this bitch that's been walking and turning this category for 10 years, and you can walk out there and be legendary with them. I don't see that.
Okay, but listen, let me say this. Well, let me say this. There's a lot of girls that have been walking categories for 10 years that don't have 10 wins.
That's true.
Okay,
that's true.
I also believe,
that's why you're supposed to. That's why the
that
trophy
when
wins.
somebody is legendary, that they shouldn't be walking regular
It's no
categories.
shit. Well, see, here's the thing. Here's what I have a problem with, honestly. A lot of times, people will say, okay, well, so-and-so walked in the 80s or so-and-so walked in the 90s. She's an icon. For what? Where was she them 10, 12, 15 years in between?
What you talking about?
I'm not talking about nobody in particular.
I know who you're talking
about.
There's a lot.
I've been around.
So a 15-year-old break.
Look. I've been around since 1986.
Damn.
I've been around since 1986. There's a lot of icons. I'm going to go about what he said, and what he said that do not deserve to be icons. And that's just being
okay, wait, my last question.
They took a long break, a very long break, and then they come back and they being deemed icons. What have they done with the scene?
Okay, question. So what do we?
They have not accomplished anything. They did it in 1980 something.
Everybody said Johnny's was legend on the panel. Stuart said he didn't see it. So because Stuart, I said, you know what? Stuart said he didn't see it. Look at being legendary. Boom. Everybody argued with it.
Okay,
so
I'm going to keep it real. Stuart's my best friend. I spoke to Stuart. What Stuart told me was that he didn't chop her because of her status. He chopped her because he did not like her performance.
But that's not what
we'll go back and look at the tape.
Well, let me tell you this. Okay, I feel like this. As far as Johnny is concerned, when you think of a person that's legend, you think of moments. When you think of a person, you think of moments. Even though Johnny was never one to travel, when New York was at its peak in the 90s, or late 90s, 2000, she was walking. She would walk the latex walk. She was one of the girls when you came to New York, you saw her.
That's true. But at the same time, that's what happened with ballroom scene. Ballroom scene was so widespread all the way out to all these other states where it's going. So anyway, in Kalamazoo was legendary in that state, and then they can be able
set
to
rules. Everybody follow.
Because the ballroom scene has changed, and that's the problem that the icon.
We already went to Ballroom 101 in Dallas. They had a ballroom
like you have to bring it, like we all did. We had to bring it from one city at first to New York. And when it went to Atlanta, you had to bring it from Atlanta to New York before it migrated to Indiana and all these other little states. It makes no sense.
Local legends, right?
That makes no sense.
But the way it is.
No, it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Because you have some girls, I'll give you both of them for example. They turn it, they broke down out there. They do.
But see, this
But when they're on the mic and they come to the stage, they're called out as legendary.
They need to just like, I don't know what it is.
They're not supposed to be local legends. I would say if they messed up,
they need to just go in get buried in the ball. Dig a hole in the middle of the ball, the latex, and bury all of them. Leave them, man.
Now, to be real, everybody's gonna have something to say, no matter who you are. You know, it's just like Marquise. Everybody's saying this, like Green and Bree.
I love Marquise.
Come on, Marquise deserved. He did 5 years. Bree been out before Marquise, and she went from Dad's Wilderness to Fifth Green Wilderness. Come on.
Well, Bree been working 10 years, though.
But see, at the same time, it's also in the fruit of your works, and that's just point blank period. And a lot of people that are legendary, that they sell legendary, do not have that backing.
But see, but
they do not have them.
One of the problems is when it comes down to people feel like, okay, well, I started walking with so-and-so. That doesn't matter.
Walking in.
There's a lot of girls that say that
walking and winning is 2 different things. Walking and winning is 2 different things.
But I will say this,
but they don't have the $1,000 wins. They don't have. They didn't travel state to state to state.
I didn't know him, so but I was overruled.
Malcolm,
it was 5 votes to 1 no. So
I just said
I
got a
walked
hot
one
school
way.
boy here.
It's like this.
You scared, Malcolm?
It's like this for me. I'll use one example. When Tanae was on that panel, and we all know what I'm talking about, and she said enough is enough for this spaceship, and she chopped the individual. Why does it take someone that's walking this category to know you was not walking face to be legendary?
I got this for you. You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of this. This is the only thing, and this is what I see it over. If a bitch turned it 10 years ago, I'm happy for you. But if you come out now in 2013 and you can't turn it no more, don't come out there and play. And then they give it to these people.
No, but
and then they play with people's money.
But at the same time too.
So do you feel like So hold on, excuse me. Breaking news. So you hosted a ball last week, and you had to give away your money.
I was not happy with giving away my money.
For which category?
Film Crew Performance.
So you don't feel
that's
like
my favorite category, number 1.
I
don't want that to should have won the money. I just feel like with $2,200, I expect everything from that look. Everything that come out there, and you are a legend, you are an icon for it. these people are coming to this wall to see y'all carry.
Okay, so let me
y'all need to give me a $2,200. Y'all need to give me a $10,000 look.
I understand. You're in the same. You're in the same position.
You know what made me sad? You know what made me sad? When I talked to Mika the other day, Mika said you should have gave. Mika said you should even had that candle and gave your money away to nobody.
You're in the same position I was my first house ball.
Okay, but I would have to say this: he's in learning. That was his first ball.
Right.
Next time, and take it from me.
I'm not having
No. If you have any category, you already know what you're looking for as soon as you guys fly.
Like if they're not coming
the way you expect it, you get on the mic no matter who's on the mic.
But you know what?
Because them people came here to support you.
But you know what, Tony? I learned from y'all.
So what if it comes to a thing where Stuart, who I respect and love actually, knows Stuart for a very long time, and Stuart chopped someone, and I thought he chopped him. Well, he did chop him. He said he's not legendary.
He said when he think of legendary, he
But
thinks
it's your
of
ball.
somebody.
Let me say this.
That era. He said he don't think.
Can I answer that? It's your ball. I learned that from the second Balenciaga ball when a whole bunch of people got chopped in the face, and I sat there and I watched the DVD and I vowed I would never, if it's my ball and I felt like the judges were trying and chopping, that point I was gonna say,
what if
okay,
he wasn't trying?
Just give me one. Well,
I asked Stuart, no, listen, I went to Stuart,
Not to
I
say
thought
that he
maybe
was
he didn't
trying.
know she was legendary. So I went to Stuart and said, Stuart, you know that she's been legendary. And Stuart said, see that I don't see it.
It's my first Friday.
That's what he said. So I respected it because it was Stuart.
But what happened to the days? What happened to the days when you got chopped from the back? If you're a legend, an icon on the panel.
But people need to realize that it's like when I was a legend in what year? 1992. It's going to be other legends after me. And Mike was another legend that came in 1993. You know, we as icons have been in this scene over 25 years. We can't keep saying that Dave is a Sanaya. No, we can't do that.
Times change.
Right, time
But
has changed.
does the criteria change for the categories?
It's not.
The standards should never change.
Okay.
I remember there was a time when I was watching y'all do